Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vinnie Eastwood Show. It's our final segment of the first hour, and we'll have another hour after this. And then I'm going on 2 hours on somebody else's show, Stephen Hopkins, I think, or something like that. I forget. I think Stephen Hopkins was the guy who directed the Ghost in the Darkness. Probably had nothing to do with this. And my very special guest, pimp hat in hand, is...
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Is John Lebang.
I
just wandered in. I just wandered in during the break, and I saw you wearing your hat, and I was just like, I'll put on my hat too and just sit down. It'll be great. And I also like to have the I like to have fun, you know. And it's the only rule that's actually on this show that's imposed on me by the network. You know, we have to have fun. And you know, that can actually be quite difficult sometimes, because sometimes you're feeling a bit grumpy, or you know, you haven't had enough sleep, or so on and so forth. Have you noticed how there's infinite amount of reasons to be unhappy and just as many reasons to be happy? And the key is what you focus on.
Well, there's all kinds of reasons to be unhappy out there, man. But, you know, you just got to focus on the good stuff, man. That's all you got to do. You know, you can be unhappy about everything. You'd be unhappy because the dog went on the ground or something in the living room and you have to clean it up. But there's no reason to have that, man. Just be happy you didn't do it twice in the room. That's all. That makes sense.
Well, I was also... I think I heard it on TV or radio. I forget what it is, but... Whenever you feel like you got it hard, whenever you feel like you got it rough, whenever you feel like the chips are down and that life isn't worth living, just show yourself a picture of a starving African child. All right?
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for sure.
Suddenly, isn't it interesting how the suffering of others makes you feel better?
Right. Unless you're looking at National Geographics like we were kids and, you know, looking all, oh, wow, look at that. I've never seen boobs before. Wow. No. You guys do that out there? We used to do that when we were kids.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the only way we saw boobs.
Yeah, my brother had a stack of National Geographics. I think he had like a whole bookshelf of them.
Really?
Yeah. It's quite interesting, really. And nowadays, it's National Geo-Engineer.
Oh, right, because we need to geo-engineer the whole planet, terraform it. Why not? Maybe it's those lizard people coming from whatever planet they were talking about. I don't know. That's another one of those conspiracy things. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing from Planet Terraform.
George Bush is a lizards. What's that?
The thing from Planet Terraform.
Oh, right. You know, George Bush and all that. They're all lizard people or something. I think I saw that somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, see, even if they weren't actual lizard people, or even if they were, all right, it's still the same mentality, isn't it? It's the reptilian brain. There's no emotion. There's nothing but hate, malice, fight or flight, and deception, really. And that's just psychopathy to a T, isn't it?
That's the whole planet right now, deception. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, is the truth not the hardest thing to find right now? Seriously, the truth is so hard to find because they just smash us with all this information, and unless you can pick and choose and find the common ground in whatever they give us, and that's how I decide what's even close to the truth is. I'll take all this information. I'll any common things. I go, well, that's probably the closest thing to the truth, and everything else is political garbage or propaganda or something like that. So, so let me switch hats on you here, all right?
All right. Well, I find it does become difficult to discern truth from fiction because of the fact that there's so much fiction out there, and a lot of people who claim to be, you know, all for the truth and the truth movement or whatever, still get sucked into it because they don't have the proper grammar to figure things out, and I don't believe I do either. I probably believe a lot of fallacious things at this point in time because, you know, it's like, let's say you take a closely guarded, personally held belief or something of that nature. Somebody comes up to you with evidence that proves that this thing that you've believed in, this thing that you've built your life on, is not true. And they've actually got real proof, real evidence to state their case. What happens then is you've got a choice. And this is the cool thing about being human, is we've got a choice. You can either get really effed off with that person for messing up your life plan, which was based on lies, or you can thank that person for sending you in a different direction of truth, despite the fact that you suddenly lose your life's purpose for a moment and you have to find a whole new one.
Right. It takes a strong person to be able to make that change, because most people will fall back and just say, you're full of whatever. I'm not even going to believe it. No matter how hard that truth is smacking you in the face, they're going to go, for whatever reason, I can't do it. No. But it takes a really strong and open-minded person, and that's, I think, what we lack in the world as well, is more open-mindedness about things. It takes a real strong person to be able to step out of their comfort zone and accept other facts.
You know what? I think the comfort zone in and of itself is the big lie.
Oh, sure. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's that comfort zone keeps you from pushing yourself, and it also keeps you from making yourself a better person. And from my point of view, life is all about making tomorrow better than it was today. And if you're not trying to be a better person, what are you trying to be then? Be a jerk, maybe, or something.
Well, it occurs to me that whatever you're comfortable with, that's what's killing you. You know?
Yeah, you could be one of these people, like, hey, what's going on? Sorry. I just believe what I want. And that's it. Didn't you know that? We're down here in Texas, man, and we're just going to believe in everything the Republicans say, and that's what we're going to do, and that's it, We're just going to believe the Republicans. George Bush was the greatest president ever, and Rick Perry, he's great, too. So, sorry.
Hey, George Bush did bomb 2 less countries than Obama.
Yeah, well, he didn't have drones.
Yeah.
I think they were still in manufacturing, production, or something like that.
I thought that they were voting for him.
What's that?
I thought the drones were voting for him.
Maybe. Yep. Right. Actually, I think that's what happened for Obama, wasn't it? Obama, yes, we can.
He gave us a phone. Obama phone.
I love President Obama. He gave me a phone and free birth controls, and I'm just so happy to vote for President Obama. That's Pepper, by the way.
Oh, drone strike.
What's that?
He's President Drone Strike at this point, isn't he? And apparently, by about 2021 or something like that, the US military wants to have the majority of its military operations being done with robots. Drones, robotic soldiers, remote-controlled tanks, that kind of thing.
How cowardly is that to fight a war, by the way? Seriously, you can fight wars all day then, and here you go. We're just going to send you drones, and we're going to drop bombs on you. Like that isn't cowardly. Whatever. The whole military-industrial complex, Obama, the New World Order. We need to abolish those things. Get them out of here. See ya. Flush them down the toilet. Do we have a giant toilet to flush them down? Is there?
We've got lots of sinkholes.
See you later. What's that?
We've got lots of sinkholes.
Yeah, we got a big one in Louisiana. That thing is 44 acres wide or something like that.
Frack!
One year went from like 30 feet to 44 acres. It's crazy. It's huge.
My God, it's actually big enough to swallow an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, well, maybe Air Force One will take a landing in there.
Yeah.
Will that get me in trouble? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully.
If I go off screen, then they probably drone me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we need to sign a petition or something. Throw the politicians into the Louisiana sinkhole petition. At whitehouse.gov.
Oh, well, what's funny is, what was it, about a year ago, they had the petitions where all the states were going to secede from the Union, right? And it had like a 20,000 signature, and the White House would respond.
The threshold, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they jacked that up to 100,000 or something like that, and they didn't respond to any of that. They said, Obama, let me be clear, all right? We're not going to respond to any of that.
You know what? That reminds me of
I can't imitate Obama very well. He's a tough guy to imitate. He's real stiff. You ever notice?
No. What I've noticed is that the reason why he's stiff. I don't know if you've ever done an interview where you're sitting in the middle and you got your interviewees on either side of you, and you've got to constantly be looking to either side of you in order to kind of converse with them. Well, I think and you get a real stiff neck from that. It's happened to me a couple of times. I think that's the reason why Obama's so stiff, is because he's got a teleprompter on one side and a teleprompter on the other side. He never makes eye contact with the audience or anything like that. It's just teleprompter this, teleprompter that. It's the Baracko bobble, and you can buy them for your cars. You just sit there and his head bobbles from side to side with the teleprompters. And the toys are made in Kenya. They're available at the VinnyEastwood.com/humor page .html there. If you just Google Vinny Eastwood humour, there's shockingly large amounts of pictures on there. There's stuff that we've done making fun of the Prime Minister John Key and making fun of Obama. Look, if you can't make fun of people who are killing you, what the frick are you living for? I mean,
right. Well, you got Lurch as the Secretary of State, and then Syria.
Is this John Kerry?
John Kerry. Lurch. Doesn't he look like Lurch?
From
the Addams Family.
It didn't occur to me until you said it. He got everything but the bolts in his neck.
Right.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, at the VinnyEastwoodShow.com.
If you take an active interest in maintaining the optimum health and well-being of yourself and your family, the New Zealand Journal of Natural Medicine is the magazine you've been waiting for. Having taken Australia and New Zealand by storm, the New Zealand Journal of Natural Medicine is now available in the UK and Europe. Visit www.nznaturalmed.co.uk or call 01626 337 531 to order your copy now.